is up, everybody? James Jackson here, back again with another video. If you're new to my channel, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. So if you do like the content here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content going forth. So you probably noticed that the set is a little bit different than before, and that is because I'm in my bedroom. Right now, my studio is a bit under construction right now, but I'll be back there soon to give you guys more content. But I just want to let you guys know I have been enjoying shooting the R5. I haven't come across any overheating issues, and right now I'm actually shooting in 4K HQ, and I'm sending it out through the HDMI to an Atomos Ninja Inferno. I like this because it's a lot more better display, and also I get a better reading of my exposures this way. So this is going to be 4K ProRes with the oversampled 8K. So let me know how you guys think about this. But that's not why we're here. Today we are talking about the new rumors that are coming out about an RF cinema glass camera, which is insane. Now, this is coming from Canon Rumors, and Canon Rumors has reported on this before, but this is the first time we're hearing specs regarding this camera. So let's go into it, shall we? So it is going to be a Super 35 sensor, the same one from the Canon C200, which means that it's going to have the same sensor that is in the full frame C700, which is also the same sensor in the full frame C500 Mark II, but in a Super 35 cropped. Here's the real surprise. It's going to have internal NDs, mechanical internal NDs, and up to 6 stops. Now, this is a bit surprising because I wasn't aware that you can actually put built-in NDs in the RF mount, but it's really exciting that we can actually get that. It's going to have 2 mini XLR inputs. It's going to have a full-size HDMI. It's going to have 1 CF Express card slot and 2 SD card slots. So it's going to be similar to the C200, which is basically 1 CF Express, 2 SDs, whereas the C200 is sort of 1 CFast and 2 SDs, but it's basically going to be sort of the same style setup. Here's the interesting, it's going to have 2 dual LPE6 battery slots on it, which is very interesting, giving it, and it's going to be something I'm going to talk about later on. And then it's going to be smaller than the 1DX Mark III. Now, here's the spec features. It's going to have 4K 10-bit 422 all-I and IPB up to 120 frames per second. And it's going to be able to record RAW externally for options up to 4K 120. So 4K 120 looks like you'll be able to do that non-RAW internally and then RAW externally up to 120 frames per second. But here's the kicker. The price of this camera is going to be $4,500, or specifically $4,499 US. So it's under the price of the C200, but also higher than like a couple $100 more than the R5. So this looks to be an very interesting camera for many, many reasons. And especially since there's also new adapters that they're talking about coming with it as well. So as someone who just got the R5, I know a lot of people who are concerned about the video aspects of the R5. This can probably be something that is a bit more interesting to them. Me personally, I'm not giving up my R5 for this camera. I bought the R5 specifically for the 8K video. So that is why I bought it. I wanted to be able to do it so I can have reframes as well as oversampling 8K. I get the limitations of it, but I knew that going in, and I still want it, and I'm enjoying the 8K footage as of now. That means, what about the C200? And that is where things get a little bit more interesting, because this, to me, seems like this is the same thing as the C200. It's like a mixture of the C200 and the Red Komodo. So I like this sort of like hybrid thing of those two together, because the Red Komodo obviously has an RF mount. It has dual batteries just like this one. It feels like they're going to go with that Z-Cam Red Komodo box style for this camera. So what does that mean for me in terms of a C200 owner? Well, it depends on first of all, it depends on the non-RAW codecs. If it's H.265, I don't know if I would go with that. If it turns out to be XF AVC, that would be a huge thing, and I think that would be a big deal for people like me who may be interested in this camera. I'm getting, but the big kicker for me is there going to be any internal RAW recording? If there's no internal RAW recording with this camera, I personally don't know if I will get this camera, and or at least not get it or replace it with my C200, because that's internal RAW recording is like critical for me. Uh, for me to even consider a camera, it has to record RAW internally. Even though it can do it externally, and it can do it externally, says it to 4K 120. Right now, I don't know if there is a recorder that can do that, that allows you to do it, especially out of an HDMI. But we shall see. It's just, for me personally, RAW is such critical. Being able to just have that in camera, I don't have to worry about any like loose cables getting caught or losing signal and then losing the footage. That's the real big kicker for me. Why I'm not sure. If there's internal RAW, this is a very enticing camera, and I may consider this. But I'm also still looking at the C500 Mark II. So either way, this would just only be sort of like a filler until I get the C500 Mark II, if I was to consider this at all. So odds are I'm not, but I'm definitely sounds interesting, and I'm really willing to try it out, because this seems like a direct aim at Red and Red's Komodo camera. But these are my thoughts. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Let me know. Leave a comment below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.